video, we're going to talk about GMB call tracking, how to do it without screwing up your NAP consistency and rankings on the Google Map Pack or 3-pack on Google Maps itself. Or if you're not even in the 3-pack, you know, if someone goes to Google Maps, how far or how high you rank currently due to all the citations you have across the web, and knowing that if you change your Google business profile to track phone calls using a tracking number, and all the rest of your profiles on Yelp, on Bird Eye, and all these other places, if it shows a different number, it's going to hit your rankings on the 3-pack on Maps. But there is a way to actually make sure that you get you can have your candy, or have your cake and eat it too. That is, you can rank well and still track all your phone calls through the process that I'm going to go through on today's video. So with that said, I'm going to go into the content explaining how this is done, why it's important, why it's going to make you way more money going through the effort of actually doing this as well. I'll give you some examples of that. So with that, there are 2 types of calls to track inside Google My Business. There's the ad calls, or calls that come from your ads, because naturally, if you're not aware of it, that there is a way to run through your Google Ads that you're running, or Google Ads account, on the 3-pack, that first slot is dedicated for ads as well. Now, Google may show an ad there in that first spot, or it may not. And it really comes down to whether Google thinks that they can show an ad there and monetize that ad space without degrading the user experience for their users as a whole. So, if it is there, you obviously want to track how many calls you have coming through there, because that'll affect the profitability of your ads, scaling your ads, knowing how profitable they are. Because if you're paying for a click, right, and paying for somebody on a mobile device to click on that phone number, to click on the phone number, and then ultimately get that phone number to go into their phone app, and then you're ultimately paying for a click, and you can't see that click inside your Google Ads account, well then, you may just decide your ads are not working, or more importantly, not understand how to get a call in the future, because Google Ads' system obviously is partially, tied to, performance and knowing what worked and what didn't work, if you will. Because if somebody, and just to clarify on that, if somebody clicks on that number, it doesn't mean they necessarily called. They could have clicked on the number, saved it, didn't call. So having the extra information about that person actually calling would give Google Ads a little bit more information to get you better results in the future. And then, of course, for you to understand what your cost per lead is, it would give you more information and better idea of how many leads you're getting for your investment as well to go along with it. If the phone number showing in that number 1 spot on the 3-pack being a tracking number, so you could track all those calls. But also you can, by the way, going back to what I was saying before, track the organic calls on your Google business profile, whether that be when somebody types it in, obviously, your brand name, and it shows up on the right-hand part of the screen for the user, or it shows up in the 3-pack organically, or on just on Google Maps organically. You could track those calls, okay? And you could track those calls without screwing up your NAP consistency. So there are 2 spots on your Google business profile itself, okay, for the organic calls. And then there's another spot for the ad calls. And what I'm telling you here, to get the most results out of your marketing and your advertising budget for your company, you should have 1 tracking number set up to track the ad calls, another tracking number set up track your organic calls, and then the actual phone number you have, across the web and all your other listings on Yelp and everything else, and Bird Eye and really all these other citation websites that you have your citations on, that should be your real number that you have also on your website itself, if you will, okay? And so to not screw up your NAP consistency and still track your calls, you can use CallRail's Google My Business integration, which they have an integration that allows you to do this for you, or you can manually do it yourself. Set up the secondary number that's on your Google Business profile. If they allow you to put a number there for your secondary number, is the number that is on all your citations that you have now. And with the primary number on your Google Business profile, which is going to be the number that's showing on the 3-pack, if you rank there already, being your dedicated tracking number that you set up through CallRail. Okay? So that'll give you the ability to track all the organic calls you're getting through the map pack, 3-pack on Google, and it'll still have your number that's on your Yelp profile and everything else, so that there's consistency between the Yelp profile and your Google Business profile, so your organic rankings aren't affected at the same time. So, and then with this, by the way, just as some other general tips, I would actually, when you are going to set up your tracking numbers for your tracking organic calls and your ad calls, I would actually have the tracking number match the most common area code in your area that you have. That is, because like in LA, there'll be more than one area code that covers LA. Well, some of the area codes are just like on the fringe side of town, and if people see an area code that's on the other side of the town, they may think, well, they may not cover my area. It's for an area code that's in the upper, northeast corner of town. I'll skip over that. I'll call the one that has an area code that matches more so closer to my area or the center of the city. So you'll get a higher conversion rate just based upon the area code that's showing on your number. So because CallRail will let you pick any area code that you want. Pick the area code that most universally matches all the users that your number is going to be shown to. Okay? Furthermore, it pays to separate out the call extension tracking number and the map calling tracking number on your Google Ads account, if you just specifically so you could see how each perform, if you're wondering whether you should even be doing both of them or just one. And what I mean by that is because on your Google ad, of course, right? Yeah, your Google ad, there's a ad asset that you can add for phone calls. You'll list your phone number underneath your ad. Then there's an ad asset for your location, which links to your Google Maps profile. That phone number, you could have a separate tracking number for that, and then a whole nother tracking number for the number that's going to show up in the first spot on the 3-pack that I was talking about earlier, so you can track those calls. The reason why I bring that up is typically I'll use the same tracking number for this ad asset, the phone number that shows up underneath the ad, as is on that 3-pack listing, the paid listing on the 3-pack. Why? Because I don't really care. I know they both work to produce good results. I'll just have the same number, and then ultimately, if anybody calls that number underneath the ad or the paid listing on the 3-pack, I'll be able to see that call occurred in Google Ads, along with any call that came through my desktop, or my website itself, and combine all three of those call sources together to know how many total calls I got. It's the best quality calls you basically get in most markets is going to be the calls from the Google Maps. Why? Because people that call Google Maps itself, they just have better purchase intent. So that might convert well enough for you to continue paying for it if you got your paid listing on your map, 3-pack. And it may not pay to have your phone number listed underneath your ad, because a lot of the people who see your ad and click the phone number without going to your website are calling thinking it's a competitor or thinking you do something that you don't actually do, and you're wasting your salespeople's time and whatnot. So to audit these calls, specifically the calls that come through the phone number that's listed underneath the ad asset, the call ad asset. You can set up a separate tracking number for just that, then go into CallRail later and listen to the call recordings of the call that came through that ad asset, the call ad asset, and decide if you even want this phone number to show up underneath your ad or not anymore, because it produces either good quality leads or not good quality leads. Because it'll produce a lot of calls every time, basically, for most people. It's just it's questionable what quality of calls that you're actually getting there, and you may want to just take a look at that. So, and that's not something that a lot of people think about, which is why I brought it up as some bonus information on this video, because a lot of people they'll get their ads to show up for competitors, and when they're typing in that competitor name, they don't even read the ad, they just go for the phone number right away. And what you may be paying for there, because there's a phone number there, is a lot of those calls, whereas if there was no phone number there, you'd pay for less of those competitor people that were searching for the competitor and got confused and thought you were the competitor. You'd pay for less of them simply by just not having a phone number there anymore. So I wanted to bring that up, and you may want to do a separate tracking number for that than the number that's going to show up in your Google Business or in your paid listing on the 3-pack. And by the way, if you want to know how to actually set up the phone tracking number for people for the paid listing on the 3-pack itself, once you're in your Google Business Profile admin section, there's literally a section that's called Calls from Ads, and gives you a place to put a tracking number specifically there. Now, if you leave it blank, nothing, you're fine. It's not a required field. But they gave us that blank so we could put a call tracking number so that we could see how many calls from our paid 3-pack listing we got versus, or just in general, I should say. So when we try to judge our Google Ads performance, we can see the total calls we got, not just the calls from our desktop or from our website and from the phone number listed underneath the ad, but also from the paid listing on the 3-pack itself. And that first spot that I told you can get, if you to be able to do that, you just got to have your Google Business Profile linked to your Google Ads account, and then you can have that paid listing itself. Oh, and you also have to have the call asset set up on your account as well. Then if you do all that, then you can of course get the paid listing on the 3-pack as well. But then it'll allow you to be able to add the calls from the paid listing on the 3-pack to the list of calls that you're tracking from the ad itself, and then on your website to determine your ads performance and have your ads for the algorithm to steer your ads in a better direction on an ongoing basis, because it has all the data, so to say. So yeah, anyway, that is some extra bonus information that I wanted to be able to give you here. So if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. You can ask me any ad related question that you'd like. I'm more than happy to try to help you as best as I can using my 15 years of ad experience to try to get you the results that you want and need from your efforts advertising your business online. And to go along with that, by the way, if you want even more information from myself that's going to help you make millions of dollars running ads for your business, you can also find resources from myself on my blog, my personal blog, where we have actually listed for people who are looking for great information on how to run ads profitably, individual strategies that we use time and time again at our firm to get guaranteed results for our clients, literally speaking, with step-by-step instructions, with screenshots that take you through specific strategies we use. If you like the channel, you're going to like the blog as well. You should definitely check that out. And along with that, the channel itself, if you haven't subscribed already, you should definitely subscribe, because I promise you, you're not going to find better information online or on YouTube at all about how to actually make money running ads for your business and make, literally speaking, millions of dollars a year for your business than what you're going to find on this channel, because it's coming from somebody who does 40 hours a week just figuring out ad strategies that work for our few dozen ad management clients. That doesn't sound very unique until you actually go ahead and you see the inner workings of most of the information talking about running ads. They don't actually run ads for a living. They try to make money off of advertising revenue, selling courses, a very little actual ad management going on, or they manage a couple of accounts, so what they have may work for one account, but it won't work for most other accounts. You need somebody who manages literally like 100 Google Ads accounts that tests every which way of running every which feature to really know what strategies work, how often they work, what situations they work in. That's exactly what experience I have, because we have a few dozen clients that are advertising firm. And this is all I do 40 hours a week. And I just have a channel on the side to give you the information about what works and what doesn't work as well. So that's why you want to subscribe, and you should subscribe now without delaying anymore, because the information, I promise you, is not going to get any better than what you find here. That said, if you are looking for somebody to just get you results on your ad account, this is exactly what I do for clients. We give you a done-for-you service, running the ads, landing pages, tracking, everything you need to get fantastic results in your space without none of the work. Of course, we charge a fee, but we only charge a fee until you get an increase in profitability from your ads in excess of what our fee is. So we're essentially paying ourselves with the increased profits we're bringing for your campaign up front. And if we don't hit that increase in profit that we tell you up front what it's going to be, there is no fee. We're the only agency out there that does any kind of guarantee like that, where we should tell you right away about the quality of services we're providing and the information that we're providing you on this channel to go along with it. And so, but we don't work with just any client, because we've got to know we can get great results with the client before we're going to agree to take them on. But if you want to see if we can work together, reach out to me at my firm at guaranteeppc.com. I'd be happy to give you a free look over what you have and see what the potential would be with it. And if there is potential, give you an 8-quarter projection of what kind of results we could get for your brand and your company and what you're trying to do. We also, by the way, work on new campaigns if that's what you're doing, if the opportunity's right, and we know we can do well with it. But so you can reach out to me at my firm if you're interested in an audit, which we do not charge necessarily for up front. We also have ad templates that we sell. If you're not looking to work with an ad agency, we've had a lot of people just take our ad templates. We've worked in over 100 niche markets in the last 10 years running this firm. If we worked in your niche market, you can take the winning ads, landing pages, all of it that works for your niche already. Just copy and paste everything that we have into your ad account to get the same results we are in terms of same cost per lead, same ROAS, or same ROI. With that, of course, we got to charge for the templates. We charge usually a 4-figure fee for the winning template, but that's turnkey profit for your brand. If you're not getting the results you want now, you'll get it with that template right away, because it's everything that we've spent years building up to get to it in your market. And as long as you're not in the same geographic market as our client, you can easily use it. There's no reason why you can't use it. So at the very least, you should reach out to me and see if we've worked in your niche market, if we got a template, and what results we've got in your niche market, because it would save you so much time and money just using what we have already figured out what works in your market already. We've got people using these templates, by the way, to start lead generation businesses, taking the template to generate leads, flipping those leads to other people, which is a great passive income business idea. We got people using these templates to sell products because they've never sold products before. They wanted the most sure way to have a business that would work with no experience. That is it, because we know we can sell product XYZ in a certain market, in a certain country. You could sell it in another country easily, get that same product from China, and have a turnkey business, which we've got people that have done that exact thing. If you're interested in any of those other opportunities, you can also reach out to me at my firm at guaranteeppc.com. But with that, I'll wrap everything up with that, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.